I've completely forgot how I even do the intros to this.
All right.
You want me to do an intro? I'll do an intro.
You can do an intro, Jay.
I can.
Are you going to?
Do you want me to?
Yes, I said go ahead.
Oh, okay. Whenever?
I'm keeping this in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on... Are we just going?
We're already going.
We're already going.
Started.
Welcome on back to the Existence SMP Podcast number 34. My name is ItsPurpleJay, and today I am joined by the lovely mcpeachpies,
Hello.
the lovelier SugarCaney,
Good morning, dearies. Katie here, and welcome to episode number 34 on the Existence SMP Podcast.
and the fabulous
Underscoreless.
iGalaxy.
Underscore. Yes.
That's iGalaxy.
And
That
of course,
purple is amazing.
Discord
Galaxy, your
is
purple is purple.
thank you. Discord is freaking out right when we start this for me.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Well, thank you, Jay, for that intro. Yes,
Oh, absolutely.
episode 34. The last podcast we did was published 31st of December 2020, titled The Year That Was 2020. So it's been over a year since the last podcast, and a lot has happened since then. A lot of good things and a lot of not so good things. But we're back now, and we're on the second community server. Do we even have the community server then?
I believe we did. It was one of the
we were
first
on-
podcasts we had.
Oh, yes, of course we did. That was
I know
right?
for sure the last one.
Yeah, no, it sure was.
We had two or three on the
Yeah,
first
it
community
didn't last
server.
very long. Well, the podcast, So the podcast, went a bit quiet, as a lot of things kind of happened around that time. There was a bit of a split in the community. A lot of people parted ways, and a lot of people kind of stuck around but went pretty quiet, and everything kind of... A lot happened. If you're around the community, then you know what happened, but that's a discussion for another podcast, perhaps. One moment there is some
The
rogue
community
seeds.
server was definitely there, by the
Rogue
way.
seeds. Yes.
Your scenery from the previous podcast was Main Street. So
It absolutely was. But yes,
it's beautiful.
so we're back now, and Community Server 2, Community Server 1 wrapped up, the start of December last year, December 2021. And then we had a little interim server. We had Project Amplified, which was a lot of fun. Once 1.18 came out, we launched a amplified 1.18 server, and that was absolutely bonkers, the generation you got with that, because 1.18 is already amplified enough.
Yeah, like the as you can see in the mountains over there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
The feed is beautiful, and it has water to keep certain people happy.
Thank you.
True.
It's amazing. I like the water. It's full of nutrients.
But yeah, if we just run through kind of so we had the community server, that ran through 2020, had a few things happen on there, had like outposts and kind of revamped the spawn area a little bit. And then, then we had Amplified, and now, here we are on Community Server 2, the brand new world. We launched this only a week ago, literally, and already Town has had some huge kind of developments. Looking back at the original world a week ago compared to where we are now, it's kind of bonkers how much people have actually built and terraformed, and so much more to come anyway.
I've only just built a hollow house.
Yeah. You can just see...
I'm
I don't
just
think you can see your
outside.
house. You can see... Is it Marco's windmill?
Yeah,
Yes,
Marco built
it is.
that on that hill over there.
And then you've got my little tree platforms behind me there. I think that's Duo's house to the left. And then Dash Lib's house just tucked in behind that. And Caney's been working on some big terraces for kind of the end of the inlet area. It's all coming together.
Yes. It's one big pathway up to Town Hall, actually. That's also been built already, almost.
Work in progress.
Work in
It's
progress.
insane how much has happened the past week.
It's
Yeah.
definitely very different than other worlds we've had.
It's strange. I
the
was saying
level
when we
more
first
at.
started the server, it actually felt like I almost put more work into this server than even the first community server. I don't know. I think it's just because there was so much more like we went through the whole process with the patrons for choosing the seed, and we had like the foundation of, I guess we had Amplified as well, so we had to develop that, and then the development from Amplified progressed into Community Server 2 with all the data packs and all that carry on.
That's true. With the original Community Server, I believe a seed was just chosen, right? Like Patreon.
We basically, I think, we did very similar to how like some of the other ones have come up. I've just found a seed and gone, the seed looks amazing. What do you think? And everyone's like, yep. And then we just moved there. Whereas with this seed, we went through, well, I went searching through hundreds of seeds probably, and then...
How many rounds was the voting process?
The patrons, I think we went through...
I believe we had 3?
Well, technically 2.
There were 6.
There were 6 seeds. Yeah, there were 6 seeds.
Yeah.
And then we narrowed that down to 3, and then those 3 were put to the rest of the community. And then I think that had like two-ish iterations, kind of, just to help narrow things down. Because the problem was all the seeds were so awesome that we kept getting like really close results or like tied results. Or like, you know, like there'd be like, oh, seed 1, and then like 1 vote off would be like 2 seeds with the same amount of votes. It was a tough decision, but the seeds that we have got, like, now we have those seeds for future use, which we'll talk about later on in the podcast.
Interesting. Remember, like, we have almost a full cast again this season.
A full cast?
Insane. Yeah, like a cast. We got loads of members that have been present in season 1, season 2, season 3. First community server.
Legacy members.
Lots of returning members.
Yeah.
And you can definitely see that in town. Lots of stuff has happened. Many people are online at the same time. Like currently, we're with 6 people online, and that's not. I would not say average, but even in the European time zone, I have roughly like 3 or 4 people online at the same time always.
Yeah, like I can't get over like the community server season 1 near the end, even on Amplified, would just sit empty for like a whole week. But like now, I mean, it's only just been a week. It feels like the server's been up for so much longer, but it's only been a week. Every time I check the online map, whether it be in the morning or like when I'm at work or middle of the day or when I come home from work or in the evening, there's like always at least 1 person online at the moment. It's very rare that a single person or that no one's been online, which I can tell is really annoying when I want to play around with the render distance and see how far I can push the server. But yeah, I mean, it's only been a week. I got to keep that in my head. Like, servers naturally quiet down progressively, but even still, like, I mean, what are we looking at playtime at the moment?
We have like an ender fight planned in like 2 weeks. We purposely have like the first few weeks off, and I think that really helps focus on town development instead of just rushing to the end game.
Yeah, the end game. I get it.
So funny.
But at the same time, MCS like full netherite.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so
that's nuts.
MC Zombie Slayer, who's going by I Need Help at the moment because they can't get into their other account. What was that? 56 hours of playtime.
Yeah,
that's more than like 8 hours a day.
That's insane. How many AFK hours?
By 7? Yeah, 8 hours a day for the whole week.
2 hours of AFK time only.
Yeah. So yeah,
this is a no-life situation.
Like that's not the most accurate counter. Like it's all based on tick speed and the server does drop below full tick speed every now and again. But still, like that's reasonably accurate. So it's kind of.
I haven't really noticed that much lag actually.
No,
it's been running pretty smooth. I had a few encounters a few days ago, but.
No, it's been
it's pretty well.
It's been pretty well performed because we're on a new host as well now. We used to be with Cube Toast during the last podcast, and Cube Toast are amazing and they're awesome. And they had really good support and really good. They had like a custom server panel and everything, and it was amazing. But unfortunately, the pandemic caught up with them, and they just had to cut back on costs and discontinued Cube Toast as a service, which kind of sucked and was pretty sad, but. We've now moved on to Bloom Hosting.
Yeah, I think it's just called Bluehost.
Bluehost, yeah, as suggested by iGalaxy and Diamondback88, another Legacy member. And yeah, we've been with them for pretty much since Project Amplified started, really, or a week into Project Amplified. And it's been great. Like, we've been able to do so much more with what they kind of offer with their panel. For example, it's not like a minor thing, but being able to have the online map website as a secured link has been like invaluable. Being able to not have to, like, so many people would get like security warnings. Some people, like, I think Galaxy, did you say like some schools just straight up blocked it? Firefox would like freak out.
But now it's properly forwarding the port.
Yeah.
And so it's no longer like an iframe embedded into a page or anything like that.
Yeah. And we're also, one thing I also like is the server splitting that Bloom offers. So basically you buy, correct me if I summarize this badly, Alex, because you know a bit more than me, but you buy like the server with a certain dedicated amount of RAM, and then from that you can have multiple servers running on the same IP and then just port them or whatever.
Like, for example, we have 8 gigabytes total, but we've got like 4 gigabytes dedicated to 6 to the main server, and then 2 to the creative server, I believe.
And like, it just makes it so much easier than having to go and separately rent 2 servers for like the same price.
Yeah.
And Bloom is like cheaper than most other hosts we've had. Even like, remember WebSound, who we used to be with before they like disappeared completely, ghosted us, killed all. Like, I hosted 3 websites with them. Yeah, one of them was my personal like business website. That was a nightmare to get fixed. But yeah, so that WebSound just disappeared without a trace and caused a lot of problems. So long gone from them. But yeah, they were reasonably cheap, and when they were helpful before they disappeared, their support was great too. But Kubetoast was a little bit more expensive, but again, their support was amazing. But Bluehost is like, we are saving so much money now that we can run both servers on the same server, technically speaking. And also even web hosting, I think, is a little bit cheaper now. So like, Patreon support is amazing, and now we're actually able to
we're spending less money than we were before, right?
Yeah,
on hosting.
So we've got more potential now to upgrade our hosting, and also potentially do other things. I don't know. Like, we run basically at a non-profit, which I like to keep everything balanced, but I never know what to do with the extra money. At the moment, web hosting is done annually, so I kind of got to stash it away for year by year, which is a little annoying. But there's always been like talks of expanding kind of RAM allocations and hosting more servers, which we do have some plans for during this year, which is exciting. Actually, it reminds me, I should probably bring up the Patreon list so that we can actually think about the end of the podcast. But yeah, it's been like really good over the past few months being able to move over to that new hosting. It's been a good time.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's so strange doing another podcast after so long. Like, it feels so natural, but like it was like over a year and like 3 months ago since we last did one.
Yeah. At the end of 2020 was our last one.
Gosh.
Or the start of 2021.
Yeah, on how it releases on like the 1st my time, but the 31st for like the rest of the world. So it's been, yeah, even done a podcast in a really long time. But I mean, looking forward, I would love to continue doing regular podcasts again. Potentially, I don't know if we'll keep them monthly like we used to, but I mean, we never know if we can keep into the rhythm of it. It might work out nicely. But we've got a lot of things coming up this year. We did have a little 2022 document, which I'll bring up now. So this was, I don't know if you still, because again, we figured out that shortened URLs were broken, but if you go to, I think it used to be at 2022.existencesmp.com. And yeah, it's just a little kind of write-up we did. Well, I did.
It's still there.
Sweet. And there we go. So I did this like a little while ago, like 2021, I think we last did one, but it's nice just to go through and just basically like spew all the information in my brain out onto a document so everyone can read everything I'm thinking about existence. But definitely worth a read. It talks a little bit about kind of what happened, or a little bit of what happened last year, and kind of what tore a little bit of a tear in the community. Very briefly anyway. But then it talks a little bit about Project Amplified and our plans for that. But yeah, so we had community server launch, and that worked out amazing. It's all going great so far, but... Oh, where did I put it? Did I just not write everything I thought it did? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so there's been a number of kind of project servers kind of expressed interest. And one of the biggest ones, I think, possibly is Project Create, which is like a modded...
Yes.
Yeah, so Galaxy, do you want to summarize Create?
So Create is a mod that essentially adds a bunch of moving contraptions to Minecraft that you can do a lot of fun stuff with, like automating crafting processes or farming materials out of just like a cobblestone generator, for example. And you can do a bunch of fun moving contraptions that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do in Minecraft. And it still has like some nice vanilla feeling textures. So it kind of feels like, what if Minecraft was like steampunk themed, pretty much.
That works.
Very cool.
So yeah, we've been... Gosh, when did we start kind of proposing that? That was a long time ago now.
Right around the same time we started talking about Amplified, I think.
No, it was way before that.
Really?
Yeah, it was like during Community Server 1.
Wow.
Here we go. Yeah, May 28th. Even before that, actually, yeah, because we were getting ideas about kind of what people were interested in regards to like a modded server, and we were talking about funding. Yeah, we had to basically double our funding to get the server that you were recommending in terms of RAM allocation.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like minimum.
A modded environment is pretty RAM
intensive.
Hungry.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, then and then we got a bit of expressed interest, but we weren't able to get like enough people, and then also the kind of required amount of funding that we were looking for as well. So we kind of put it on hold. Yeah, more updates will come soon with opening dates, etc. Oh, goodness me. So yeah, it was a long time ago, but we've kind of held on to the idea of it, and I know Galaxy, I think you've been doing a little bit of like keeping an eye on...
I've been, keeping track of mods and when they get updated to 1.18 and stuff.
Yeah. Jay, I don't know if you were kind of around the Discord server when we were kind of talking about all this.
I was not. I kind of dipped
Dip.
in activity before Create was even proposed.
Yeah.
As a thought. So I never got to hear about that, but I am familiar with the Create mod a little.
Ah, sweet.
So
here's all the just as a quick side note in the announcements chat, there's all the like space camp messages.
Space camp.
I wasn't around for that either.
That was great.
Space camp.
I love this. It was so on the nose. I cannot believe it's been over 5 years since the start of existence. What a wild ride it's been, out of this world. As we look to the stars and the future of existence, we're excited now to the next giant leap for existence kind. From now onwards, the Existence SMP community will be known as Existence SMP Space Camp.
Bring it back.
Then 1 day later, it is with sad news that we're announcing the reversion of Existence SMP Space Camp. We had a blast and things really took off over the past 24 hours, but the cost of operation was just too high. Against our original budget estimates, it turns out shipping an anti-gravity matter to reduce the gravity's impact drew a higher toll on our funding than anticipated.
How did that idea come up?
I think was it Caney? Was it you or was it Yip? Someone
It might have been me.
Suggested like what, jump boost or something. I can't quite remember. We'd have to go digging through the chats.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, then
it is one of the better ones.
It became such a phenomena too. Like people loved it. Like I can't. People it became a thing. People still want to do like it comes up in conversation.
Hyperspace camp.
I know. I know it again.
Like I keep seeing
I was
updating.
I was updating Crystal Quest.
Oh wow!
And one of the Crystal Quest maps is moon themed.
Oh yes.
with custom gravity. So I think that was the inspiration to go for Space Camp.
Yeah.
I must say, iGalaxy, you are glowing.
Thank you.
But that was a phenomenon. That was April 1st, just coincidentally.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, back to the point. Project Create.
Which point?
Project Create, the future project for this year, for 2022. So we hope to still do that eventually. I think kind of what I said to you, Galaxy, was because we'll have March, April, and then in May, we're hoping to have the third Existence SMP reunion UHC. That'll be a Jay project.
Indeed.
Jay, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, indeed.
And anything you're thinking?
So, the past 2 years, I believe, we've done a reunion UHC where we extend an invite to most of the legacy members we had in the initial.
There. So the previous, we had the second one was 2 years ago, and the first one was, get this, 4 years ago.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty certain.
It's been that long.
It's been 2 years, because 2021 for Existence kind of got consumed by the void, so a lot of people forget it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But where can I find? I know if I go to my YouTube channel, Peach Pie.
Well, you were looking for dates. I'll keep kind of explaining. Yep. The initial UHC was organized by Isogravity.
Heckin' Jake.
Heckin' Jake. And yeah, basically the concept of it is just we extend invites to legacy members, and we all kind of do like a team UHC sort of thing. Everybody's loved it. Both years we've done it. I organized the second one, and we are looking to do something similar within the coming months.
Yeah. So here we go. The that's UHC 2. Oh, coincidentally, it was during season 2 as well. So the first UHC, I published my video December 22nd, 2018.
Wow.
So yeah, nearly 4 years ago. And then the second reunion UHC was, I published that June 9th, 2020, and I think it happened late May, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's been nearly 2 years. Yeah, Existence has been around for 4 years now, is what my description says, so... Oh yeah, I forgot. Wow. I died by just fall damage. Top comment, Caney says Peach versus Ground. What's, how did I die? Oh, that's right, because we got chased by horses. Anyway, beyond the point. So the plan is, with Jay's guidance, we hope to do the third reunion UHC in May. So I mean that works out quite well. It means we kind of have a reunion every 2 years, and I feel like that's enough time to give everyone distance to get back to their regular life, and then it kind of makes the reunion a little bit more significant. I feel like.
I like that. Yeah, I would agree.
If we did it every year, it's like kind of takes away the specialness of it. It just becomes more of an annual UHC, less of like a reunion. But I'm looking forward to that. I think Galaxy and I were talking the other day, because we've also got on the... I think another key difference with the Community Server 2 versus the first one is we've started on paper, like straight away. Paper is ready to go. Paper being like spigot bucket for the uninitiated. Galaxy, do you want to tell us a little bit about what we've got on here thanks to paper?
Paper is just pretty much an optimized version of Spigot because, Paper, I honestly am not aware of like the full scope of the optimizations it makes. I just know it runs faster, and therefore I usually choose it when I want to do like a Spigot server.
From what I've been told as well, Paper is supposedly got more tweaks to make it more vanilla-ish in terms of the way that the gameplay is. I'm not sure about that though. That's what I've been told. Go ahead.
Well, so Paper does make it makes tweaks to stuff like villager and AI and like iron golem spawning, and so some people might not like that, and so it is possible to just get the vanilla behavior back. Is that what you're referring to?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I just remember because Game Mode 4, for example, the Game Mode 4 server always used Paper, and I believe that was because of how certain aspects of the game behave more accurate to vanilla, but I'm out of my depth.
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Anyway, so plugins that we've got on here.
We've got like DynMap, which powers our online map at map.existencesmp.com.
Now secured.
With that little walk icon on your browser. We've got arriving on Community Server 2, we've got Simple Voice Chat as a plugin, which we can talk about that in a second. What else do we have on here? We've got like our administration plugins that allow us to roll back stuff if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, if you're in a chair and the chair breaks and you get teleported to 0-0 and die in the void.
Yeah, that would never happen though, especially right before a podcast.
That would be absolutely silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be absurd.
Let me actually pull up the list of plugins here.
Yeah, if you like. I mean, the main thing is...
But the main thing is...
the
like
dynamic
the
map. Yeah.
Yeah.
And voice chat.
Voice chat. I think I actually did say everything we had.
Yes.
Everything else is moderation.
Yeah. But voice chat. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So this season we have a voice chat mod on that a majority of the people are starting to get used to. Basically, it's proximity chat in game. So instead of having to hop into Discord for every time we want to talk or interact with somebody, we can just simply walk up to them and just unmute and have a conversation right there in game.
And it's great, except when you start going, except when everybody starts to split up in a group and you have to then create a group in order so you can hear everybody.
Yeah, it's taken some getting used to.
It was really funny last night. I was on and Banana Bubble was on too, and she was down in the zombie grinder. And I went down there to ask her if I could use it, and she was just chilling, just watching Netflix, and I just like popped up in her head. Yeah, it's fun, and it's fun to be able to like, I don't know, it's a whole new, like, I might be being a bit dramatic, but I feel like it's a completely new like social dynamic.
Yeah,
because
it's fun to just have encounters.
Yeah, and it makes it so much more strangely immersive. But like it's going to take a lot of getting used to. Like it's so weird to like speak to someone and then walk away and not hear them or be able to talk to them anymore. Like I mean, it's like real life, you know. You have to actually be with someone to talk to them unless you call them, which is I guess Discord. Discord is now the new cell phones of existence.
Now we've got to get
the new in phones.
We don't have any 5G towers here though, so
I did ask Noel about that.
Not yet.
Not yet. You've still got an outstanding bill.
Yeah, I know. We'll see how high that gets before I get my stuff taken or something. Call them the debt collectors. But yes, it's a lot of fun. And I was tweaking the settings last night, Galaxy, which I might get you to have another look at, just in terms of like the minimum and maximum distance. Coming full circle around again, the reason I wanted to bring up what we've got on here is because Galaxy and I the other night were talking about using proximity voice chat for the reunion UHC.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
just imagine
that would be really interesting.
Other teams.
That would be so. Like when you've got everybody in the tower, and then like people attacking down below, you can yell up at them and like taunt them.
The tunnels.
Yep. I think
it's pretty interesting.
We'd probably want to fine-tune
it is something that Minecraft has done before.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a new concept, but it's something I've always wanted to do. Also, fun fact, the sun setting lines up perfectly with the edge of the beacon, which I find really funny.
Nice.
Not intentional. Yeah, it's not a new concept for sure. It's something I've always wanted to do, though. And I think now that we've got it on here and we're able to test it and configure it and kind of tweak the settings to what we like, we should hopefully be able to refine it in a way that'll make a really different kind of UHC approach to what we've done before anyway. Who was any of you, I don't know if any of you were, Caney, you might have been. Do you remember season 3, like the official season 3 of the UHC we did with Waystone?
I was there, I think.
Were you there, Jay? You might have been.
There. I think.
It was chaos, and it was beautiful. Because that was when you could still do custom worlds.
It was.
And
yes, I remember this.
made the world. I'm trying to find it here, but I can't find. Oh yeah, literally. UHC season 3, episode 3 is just titled "Regret." It lasted an hour, like 20 minutes an episode. It lasted 3 episodes before everyone was dead, because the world. Hang on, I'm going to bring up my video. The world was minimal biome size, so you had biomes like every 100 blocks, and it was just a crazy experience. And it made
very gorgeous world.
It looked so cool. Yeah, you were there, Jay. It was you.
Yep. Liam and
SB and Liam, I think, is that team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who
Sexy
was I team with? Oh,
saxophones.
I was team with Yoglington, good old Yog, and Pineapple. I think my team was called the Fruit Salads. Actually, let's have a look, because it's in the intro.
Yep.
Sexy saxophones, Waystone Warriors, Fruit Salad. Took so long to come up with that name. Mostly Waystone. Oh, that's right, because Sky was there, and Sky got put in a Waystone team.
Yep.
Yes, it was an awesome world. It was chaos, though. But yeah, that was probably like the most different UHC, or like I think a UHC we've done with a significant kind of change to the gameplay. So I reckon like proximity will make it so much different, and I think it'll be a lot of like fun too, because you can just taunt people, like you were saying, from the towers. From the tunnels.
I would love to have some chats with you about like what we could do for a world as well. I think it'd be really cool to like almost go in blind. I mean, like that's what you're doing kind of anyway, but like something new, like Amplified was new as like a project world. I don't know, something to spice
UHC.
It up. Ooh,
we did that once when back in the day when I was developing World Border PvP, that like command block system that enabled like UHCs and stuff. Back when I was developing that, we did a game. I remember MC was there. I think MC and Delta Dragon were there. And we did a amplified world, and everyone just died of full damage. It's exactly what you'd expect. Like it was just great. But yes, I know there was talk of using one of the potential community server seeds. I think Galaxy. I might have been. Was it you I was talking to about it? And I was like saying. Like it could be cool to use, say, like the Meadows seed that we had proposed, because then like you could just have the final battle take place in that Meadows area.
Yeah, I remember talking about this.
And there's also like the Woodland Mansion. You could rush the Woodland Mansion and get the Totem of Undying.
Totem of Undying.
Right. So I thought that could be interesting. And then I also thought
you also would risk dying to all the axes from the Vindicators.
I know, which makes it even more.
And evokers and.
Remember, I found a Woodland Mansion on the second reunion UHC.
I don't.
Did you?
Honestly.
Did anyone watch my video?
Why would we do that?
Because I was lone wolf for a while.
Oh, that's true. I remember that.
I started on my own and then joined the first team I found, which I think was Kyle Kasor in ACG, because I think Delta Dragon had died at that point. I think I joined their team.
I think it would be cool if we like tunneled again and then like snuck under people and like listened into their conversations to bring back the tunnels.
Because did we figure out Jay? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Jay, was it last night? We were talking about the crouching configuration setting for voice chat.
Yes, there's
Galaxy,
some way with voice chat to reduce the proximity that your voice is heard when you're crouching. I haven't figured that out yet, but it definitely exists. I've definitely seen it used with this mod before. It's just a matter of how do we configure that. But yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Real quick.
So you crouch and then your circle gets smaller, so you can't be heard as far. It's definitely an interesting concept, especially for like a Minecraft mod.
Crouch distance multiplier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we did the proximity chat in the UHC, that would be incredible. Like you've got people coming in on you, and you and your teammates crouch in like a little area and just communicating with yourselves. And I don't know, there's a lot of potential behind all that. But
and I did also wonder about using talking about worlds, coming back to worlds. I thought the waterways seed could be quite cool for Project Create.
Oh, with the yeah.
Just because let's quickly summarize the seeds. So the Meadow seed was a big like very valley-esque. There was a lot of valley, like river valleys, and then there was all like these kind of plateau areas, and one of those was a big meadow area, and very close to that was a woodland mansion. And then another seed, the other seed was, what do we call it, waterways, which battled greatly for victory, and it was jungly with savanna and stone beaches, and there was a lot of rivers kind of running through that connected right to the ocean, so it kind of made all these small little biome islands. And I reckon because of that world, it was quite flat around the spawn area. I reckon that could work really well for like Project Create, because you'd have like all these different islands with quite open building areas, as well as quite cool cave areas too. But like obviously we don't have to use these seeds, but because like Jay said, we could use like a blind seed. Which is what we've done, I think, every other time. I think, haven't we, for the other UHCs?
Kind of.
I mean, we've at least found a seed with minimal ocean.
Yeah, we found a seed with minimal ocean, and then, I mean, the way we've done it in previous UHCs in general is like, you spawn in the lobby, and you're kind of like above. You could see the seed and all that. Like, you can see the world below, kind of getting a basic idea of like, oh, there's a forest here, there's a little bit of a desert here, like, kind of, okay, what's our strat depending on where we spawn, or things like that. I think it'd be interesting to just like, I mean, obviously still spawn in a lobby and things, but not necessarily see what world you're getting put into. So, I mean, even for you and me, if we would be looking through seeds, I don't know. Yeah, just something like that.
I just read the chat. Dash joined. Wow, staff meeting. I said podcast duo. Your mom's a podcast. Thanks, duo. Yes, I agree, Jay, completely. I think it's always like a good idea to have a kind of blind. And I mean, like with the seeds that we like, usually the way we do it is basically with any new server, we try and keep, like, I remember Community Server 1, I only looked at the spawn area. And then Community Server 2, I did explore a little bit more because I wanted to check things like, I wanted to see how far away certain biomes were to make sure, like, you know, I think the meadow seed, there was no dry biomes for like thousands of blocks, whereas I think on this seed, the desert's like within 2,000? It's like 14,000 or something away.
Relatively close.
Or like with the waterway seed, there was like no mountains for a very long distance. Little things like that. But in a general sense, we do try and keep most of the world unexplored. On that note, I have found this world is very fun for exploring. Like,
yeah,
Jay,
I would agree.
That little Sound of Music adventure we went on the other day.
Yes.
Who was that? It was
so
you,
fun.
Me, MC, and
Marco.
And Marco, that's right. We just went on a little boat trip, because you can kind of boat to the ocean, to the coastline, go along the coast, go into a river, follow that inland, and then climb over to another river to get to like a meadow area. And we just went and played some music, and then Marco suicided into a giant like crevasse. It was quite the trip. Point being, this world is a lot of fun to explore. But when it comes to something like a UHC, obviously you want a world that's going to be, I dropped my pen that it was fidgeting with, come back. That you want to have little knowledge of kind of what's out there, so that when, you know, the players do get spread around, nobody really knows what they're getting themselves into. But you want to have things like, like you said, Jay, minimal ocean's usually a good thing.
Yeah.
But that's going to be exciting. So,
or maybe we throw in an ocean and just throw everybody off.
Ocean seed. So, I mean, what do you guys reckon? So, like,
in the center.
I think if we're saying like, reunion UHC in May, and then Galaxy, did I say like, what comes after May? June. Maybe June or July for Project Create.
I forget what the original time you gave me was. But
I don't know.
I mean, about right.
Yeah, kind of a month or two after each kind of major event. And then there's also been talks of another Project Hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a lot of fun.
Was never I never played on the original Project Hardcore, so
I don't think
I did not either.
I never remember. You weren't on season 3, were you?
I was not on season 3, no.
So Project Hardcore was literally 2 years ago. We did it just before season 3 launched because we were waiting for 1.14 to launch, and then when 1.14 launched, we were waiting for 1.14.1, and then when 1.14.1 launched, we were waiting for 1.14.2 because 1.14 was a mess. Point being, again, I keep getting very off topic. We did Project Hardcore as like a little buffer series, kind of like how we did Project Amplified, and that was with all the season 3 members. So like people like me and Dash were there. And then a few other people who are no longer around. TC was there, I think. Noel was there. So that was a good time. The good thing about Project Hardcore I like is that it's reasonably short-lived by its own kind of demise. And I think definitely if we do another one, I think Galaxy might have been you again we were talking about, or someone else was, having more kind of set goals.
Oh, like advancements and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like something to do.
Because we kind of went into the first one pretty blind, and we're just like, right, it's hardcore, and we're going to kill the Ender Dragon before season 3 starts. Not many people survived, but it was really funny. But yeah, if we did something like, Talx was there. That's right, Talx was on season 3.
There's sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's like these massive 300 plus advancement packs you can get on like Planet Minecraft and stuff. Which we could throw on here, or we could do our own curated set of objectives. Like, because we have a bunch already in the Existence data pack.
Yeah, I did also suggest doing like what I call it Trinity Island rules for those of you who remember Trinity Island. Anyone? Captain Sparkles?
No. I know you sent me that video, but I never watched it.
It was like the Mayanite crew, for those of you who know Mayanite. But it was
I know
hardcore,
what that is, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, it was a hardcore like survival island, and there was 4 of them, sorry. And then they had to do the 3 quote unquote bosses. So they had to kill the Wither, conquer an ocean monument, and then kill the Ender Dragon. And that could be that's something that I kind of wanted to propose for Amplified, but we ended up just doing the dragon in the end. But I figured that's not necessarily a bad way to do it. And then you could have like set, like kind of like how we're doing it at the moment, like every 2 weeks could be like a milestone point. So like the first 2 weeks, I don't know, kill maybe the ocean monument, then the next 2 weeks the Wither, and then the next 2 weeks the Ender Dragon.
And then whoever is remaining after that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that could be potentially quite fun.
And if we run that at the same, were we planning on running that at the same time as the community server?
Yeah, so that's a good point to mention. So
we could
previously, all these things have been separate, but if we keep everything running consistently, like Galaxy, like you were saying, we could run them at the same time.
I was thinking we could have an advancement on the community server for like if you're a participant in Project Hardcore and make it to the end or something, you get an advancement on here to remember that.
Well, at the moment, like we do have like there's a couple
the Legacy and
there's Legacy
Founder.
From the Mountains. So anyone who was on Project Amplified.
Oh yeah.
Founder joined during the first week of the community server. So yeah, there's a few things like that. But yeah, definitely I want to utilize advancements more. They're a lot of fun.
We could also potentially do something more physical, like in the town hall,
like push-ups.
We talked about,
or like
like sit-ups, pull-ups,
go for a run.
That kind of thing. Get ready for
we need a
laps around
a community gym inside the town hall.
Get buff.
Yes.
Can we have a full Olympic-sized swimming pool as well?
Caney?
You got it.
Swimming pool V2.
It's my thing. I already proposed to turn like the inlet into a swimming pool, but
it already is a swimming pool.
We need the lane markers.
We should have an Existence triathlon.
Oh, like we could actually be Elytra course.
Yeah, what would be the top 3? There's got to be like a run. You can run in Minecraft, easy enough.
But that's
potions are the equivalent of steroids.
Sorry. So, I mean, is it a triathlon? Is what? It's swimming, running, and cycling.
Swimming, cycling, and running.
Oh yeah.
Maybe horse riding instead of cycling.
No, horse riding. That's like the pentathlon.
Oh my gosh.
But
I
we
just mean
don't
like you can't really cycle in Minecraft, so I figured that instead of
Well,
How would
you kind of boats or something.
minecart.
that's
Yeah,
true.
on
That's
dry
a good
land.
point.
A dry land.
On dry land.
That I think we should try and do like some more events like that. That'd be so much fun.
That'd be really cool.
Like what did
You
I say the
remember
other day?
that time in season 1 where everyone just started PvPing in town?
Wait, which season 1? Community server or
Season-
official?
Like the proper season 1.
I like Legacy
Like the-
season 1.
Long ago in season 1.
The season 1.
You know that
Vaguely.
season where my head was like one of the rarest heads on the server, and everyone tried to murder me.
Classic. I remember I watched Noel's first video the other day, and literally they just joined, and I immediately just butchered them. And I, like, looking back on that, it probably wasn't a very nice thing to do. Welcome to the server. You're dead.
Goodbye.
I vaguely remember that, Caney. Very
Oh,
vaguely.
I do. It
Season
was pretty
1
fun, but we can have
6
like
years ago.
some PvP
But-
going on around here. I think at some point, maybe.
Now heads are a lot rarer though, so we don't see like everybody trying to murder each other all the
Yeah.
time
Sadly.
because it takes a lot more deaths in order
Yeah,
to get
so
ahead.
my new data pack, which I introduced on Community Server 1, was it? It must have been. Increase. It's a few different packs. You can get increased head drops or play head drops, but we have the increased head drops, which also gets you mob heads. But it's the same drop rate as Wither Skulls, or if you blow up a player with a charge creeper. Fortunately, I have
Guys, give
myself
me
a
your
channeling
trident.
trident.
Give me your
So-
trident. I will blow them all up.
Yeah, so that's the way to do it. And I like it, in my opinion. I know there was a lot of kind of discussion about it during the start of the first community server, but I think it is quite well balanced, in my opinion.
I'd say it is. I was kind of one of those people that was not the biggest fan, and I'm still kind of not, but I do agree, like, it is definitely a good balance if you don't want a ridiculous amount of heads floating the server.
Yeah,
and
and
we're
all that.
trying to like get the survivalist advancement and everything.
Some
Like, it
are
becomes a
also trying.
rarity, and I like that.
Yeah, I
But-
like that too. So it's like you actually have to work for it.
Like, nobody
You
has a
just have
player
to
head out
kill
there. Like a
yourself
proper
20
player
times instead of only once.
head.
But if you want
know.
to keep your death count low, you gotta do it with a charged creeper.
Yeah, I still have that video saved somewhere, Jay. Of I don't know if I think Galaxy might have been there actually, or like the Fatnik boys and girls.
Yep,
doing a
yep.
collective like suicide.
I remember,
remember
that.
that.
Was so fun.
In
I'll
the
try
lake.
edit it. I'll try edit it in if I can find the video. I've edited a note just there. That was great. But yeah, stuff like that. You know, it's more rewarding to get a player head that way.
That's true. Yeah.
We could add that onto the UHC, but it's like a guaranteed drop. So if you kill someone, you get their head.
That
and have a method.
we're just gonna make this
to help them.
UHC brutal, aren't we? Like,
Yeah, maybe
proximity chat, player heads, just all out.
Yeah.
At the final battle, when the first team gets there and like creates a base, put them on pikes.
Oh my god!
Didn't somebody do
Surrounding
that on Keystone?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that was Galaxy. That was Galaxy.
That was me. That was me. I remember that. Oh, that was great. I tried to collect everybody's head. I didn't do it, but I tried.
Because
Yep.
did I introduce maybe the data pick? Because maybe as a development, I added the new one during Keystone.
Maybe.
I can't remember. So long ago. Keystone was ages ago now. Oh my gosh, so many things we want to do this year. Like I don't know what it is. Like it feels like the community server's been up for ages. It feels like we're way later into the year, but like we've only been open for a week, and it's only March, nearly February. It's
Almost
great.
there.
So much.
People were worried that the seed would be too close to Keystone, but I don't think it is at all.
Yes, I think I was,
Jay was a big
initially
advocate for that.
the one that brought that up. Yeah, like I didn't. To be fair, I didn't watch too many of like the videos you would put out. Like this is kind of what more of the seed looks like. To me, it kind of just I saw
The screenshots.
spruce forest with mountains in the back, and I was like, that's exactly what Keystone was. It's going to be the same thing. And now, seriously, like the moment I joined, like it was like, okay, this is totally different. And playing throughout the day, it's like we have a really nice seed here, and it's really different.
I love it.
It's so easy to look at the screenshots I sent and go, "Wow, spruce trees." Cool.
yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, what those videos I put, I did some quick like recording videos where I just flew around the seeds and stuff. But like, I think because I definitely, I mean, you're not wrong. Like, Keystone was a taiga biome with mountains in the background, and yeah,
there was a village
spruce
nearby.
biome.
Like,
but
water.
This is like Keystone on some serious steroids. Like, that is a perfect segue, I think, into 1.18, because I want to talk a little bit about that, because we haven't really had a podcast. Like, we would have been on like 1.16 during the last podcast.
Yeah, it was 1.16.
And we would have had Minecon, so we would have known what was coming, because we did a podcast about... If I jump to the podcast page real quick. Oh, that's the map. Oh, I closed it. Oh, no, I didn't. It just has the wrong thumbnail. Favicon. Here we go. October 5th. That must have been episode 32. Yeah, Minecraft Live 2020 brought us a huge news and for the massively requested cave update. So yeah, we had talked about it, but I don't think we really had much of an idea.
Glow squid.
Oh, where?
Glow squid.
Katie's not talking about...
Not in the lake.
Oh.
Wasn't
we
that
all
like
immediately get up and go and look at it.
Like glow squid were introduced?
Yeah, well, that was 1.17. Oh.
But...
We're shuffling.
1.17 didn't happen. It was all added in 1.18.
Katie, did you want to swap seats considering that just happened?
My branding is
right, you got to stay there.
Behind me.
What were we talking about? 1.18.
1.18. 1.18.
1.18.
It's beautiful.
True.
I was really worried, and I think I posted about it maybe a couple times in Discord. I can't really remember. I was quite worried that it felt too much at some times. And it does a little, like, some of the mountains are a little bit, like, over, like, noisy, like, excessively noisy, in terms of, like, the randomness of the generation. But, like, you do get these really nice kind of flowing mountains sometimes, and I like kind of how the world in general is a lot more varied, if you can find the right places. It is interesting how a lot of rivers seem to be more so in, like, valleys now. Or at least there's a mix of it. I went on a huge boat trip the other day, and I went to, like, that meadow like we were talking about before, and then I also went... me, MC Zomslayer, and Banana Bubble were farming sea pickles for Project Pickle. Also, since this is a podcast, so a little bit of behind the scenes. I really wanted to call it... this was like 3:30 in the morning, so cut me some slack. But I wanted to name the project Pickle Tickle, but I thought that was going to be a little bit much. But point being, whoa, what a hit! Oh, I have a cat. We're safe from the phantoms.
That's probably mine.
My cat's scaring them away. It's all good. But yes, a huge exploration mission, and then I took a really long path. I just followed this river, and I basically could follow it all the way, like, really far south, and then basically cut back into the ocean. But it went from being, like, really mountainous kind of valleys with the river in the bottom, and then it kind of opened up into large forests with a kind of even level of the kind of river against the terrain. It's just made the terrain so much more varied, and, like, it feels like a incredibly bigger world, which is insane. Like, even I was thinking about before how, if you look at Bitcoin Community Server 1, if you look at how quickly the kind of spawn area, particularly below ground, became quite redundant quite quickly. You think about... Katie, no, please. If you think about the sheer size and volume that we have now with 1.18 in terms of the world depth, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, even mining, it's just...
It's so much more fun.
It's insane. Katie, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know. The world is huge now, and it feels huge. And I reckon it like how Minecraft should be. In some ways,
it feels
I do miss.
wrong going back to 1.16.
I know.
In my opinion,
I haven't done it yet, or even 1.17 for that matter.
Well, I have.
Oh,
I've been playing 1.13 and 1.12.
I was going to say you've been updating plugins, haven't you?
I've been updating plugins. Yeah.
I
don't really notice that much of a difference.
Oh, hi, Jay.
Hello.
I didn't even know you were there. I'll be showing my age here a little bit, but I remember when 1.7 came out, and 1.7 was nicknamed the update that changed the world because it did. I remember that too. It was a huge terrain overhaul and it had heaps of new biomes, but like this, like that compared to 1.18 is crazy.
Like there's a lot of content changes, but one of the biggest differences I noticed, like back in the days with the Tekkit versions, because you had to play in 1.2, if I believe.
Yeah.
And then you notice the quality of life improvements, and I think those are far more noticeable than just the rest of the content. Yeah, there's loads of more content, but it doesn't really change up the way you play. But like not being able to sprint with the R key, I've got it bound to R, not to control. I'm weird, I know.
You're really showing your age. Like I do not remember.
And
not
being able to drag items
into
into recipes. That is.
Wait, can you not do that anymore?
Like you can, but you could not do that back in the day.
Oh,
you couldn't drag.
Oh, I see what you mean. The opposite. Yeah.
It's just these kind of things. That is what sticks out for me when I'm playing older versions.
I just remember when they added the sprint key, because remember there wasn't. You had to double tap forward.
I know. Yeah,
which you obviously can still do, and that's usually how I still do it, to be honest. But yeah, now there's a dedicated sprint key.
I always bind it to R, and
I started playing. I think
F.
in 1.7.3.
Oh yeah, I remember
that was 2013.
Me and my brother Callan, who some of you remember, we got Minecraft the day. I kid you not, it was like the day or the week that 1.5 came out. It was amazing. Oh gosh, but yeah, 1.18. Huh? 1.5, yeah.
Beta gang.
But yeah, when you look back at all of that, and now you look at what it's like those time traveler memes. If you took what Minecraft is now and you showed that to someone in 2013, like Caney, imagine if we sent you a screenshot of this world when we were talking about season. Remember our Twitter messages talking about season 1?
There's not really that much weird stuff going on here. Maybe the berry bushes. But
of all things,
I've been watching back all my that's like berry bushes is a visible thing, and they're very cute. And I was like watching back my old videos today, and I was watching my redstone calculator, which I published a video about I think 4 or 5 years ago. And there I was saying like, oh, I made this like so long ago because fireworks were just introduced. And I'm like, fireworks are flipping old.
Yeah. They're one of those things that kind of get forgotten.
They were new.
About.
They were exciting. That was like one of those weird new features that nobody saw coming.
And now people use them to rocket through the sky with wings.
That's an interesting change, yeah.
Yeah, like if we went back to then and went, hey, with these firework rockets, you'll be able to propel yourself through the air with wings you find in the end after you defeat the dragon
and you
go
can
through
shoot
another
them
portal.
with crossbows.
Yeah, crossbows?
I still don't use crossbows.
Oh my goodness.
So
1.18 compared to like everything back then.
And we're still continuing. We're getting a swamp, a mangrove.
And the deep dark.
I'm more excited for the mangrove biome, to be honest.
The new, so I mean, I assume most people know about it, but there's the new warden mob. Boss-esque kind of mob. Mini boss, yeah. The new noises that has are legitimately horrifying.
It's like really scary. I don't think I'll be visiting. I don't think visiting the Deep Dark will be on the top of my survival to-do.
I hope they make the warden more threatening than just it does a lot of damage, you know? Like, it'd be nice if it had some different, like, attacks or something instead of just hitting you very hard.
I think they, like, have more attacks planned, but I think the point of it is to encourage you to sneak around those parts. Like, you're not supposed to take it on. You're supposed to avoid it.
Yeah.
That's why it's so tough, even with, like, full netherite gear. It's extremely hard to kill.
I do like that they made it can reach higher now, so you can't just pillar away from it. Well, you can, but like you can't still attack it without it reaching you. I wish Iron Golems were like that.
Though,
take that speedrunners.
You have to sneak, and I don't like sneak in video games.
But
might be a me thing, but I don't like it.
We did get the swift sneak advancement or enchantment.
True.
Oh,
which can make you go incredibly fast if you're on Soul Sand and because you put on leggings now. So if you have Soul Speed,
now what's the whole rationale behind that?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I mean, you have plenty of mutually exclusive enchants for your helmet and boots, and the thought was, why keep adding them for just those two when like the chest plate and the leggings have none?
That's true.
Like, why can we not get some more for those two? Basically, I think is what the thought process is. Because I mean, leggings and chest plate, it's just some sort of protection on breaking and mending, and that's all you got.
Yeah.
So Swift Sneak's kind of like breaking into what other pieces can these enchantments be on?
Yeah.
Because it was initially on boots, and then
it'd be nice if they added more
snapshot.
Specifically, like if you could maybe only have, say, projectile protection on your chest plate, like that would be maybe a little bit more. Or I don't know. Enchantments could use a little bit of an overhaul. It would make
sense, actually, to only have it on a chest plate.
I think enchantments and curses should have a bit more of an overhaul, be a little bit more dynamic. All right. Anyway, should we cut things off here because Jay's got to depart, and I think we've got a good duration. We don't want to ramble on too long for the first comeback podcast. So I think we'll quickly round things up here, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I definitely want to do another podcast sometime soon.
I do too.
Sure.
This is really fun.
Thank you to our patrons. I'll quickly bring that up there. But yes, if anyone out there has really enjoyed this podcast, let us know. If you made it all the way to the end, it'd be great to kind of get a bit of feedback from this return podcast, considering how long it has been. And
leave a like, subscribe,
ring that bell.
Only 4% of you watching this is subscribed.
No, that's got to be a lie. That's got to be so. People go to their most viral video that has got all the traffic, get those statistics, and then plaster on every video.
The point is I don't want to subscribe to you.
The point
I just want to watch certain videos that I explicitly go to your channel to watch sometimes a video without being subscribed because I don't want your videos in my feed.
But anyway, those of you who aren't subscribed, you totally should for more.
And thank you to all our beautiful patrons. With your support, we're able to do these amazing things, do these podcasts, do all these projects, and have everything coming up in the future. So thank you to SugarCaney, The Mundane, iGalaxy, now without an underscore, Wafflestick, Torbray, Henry, also known as Ha222, Bamboo, who isn't even in the Discord, but thank you for your continued contribution. Yep. Epion, Dashlib, Howler Gaming, ItsPurpleJay, and Talks. Thank you guys all so much.
When is Talks coming back?
Talks has been on.
Talks has been on.
Talks has a house
been
now.
Online.
Apparently.
Talks has been online. Monday's been online.
Monday's been online. She has 2 dates back. Anyway, the sun is setting. Perfect timing. Thank you. I'll do the outro, Jay. Or would you like to do the outro?
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really do appreciate you. And we will have your ears in next month's podcast.
Or whenever we do the next one.
Or whenever we do the next podcast. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.